I had a question. As an artist starting out, like I have a band, and I write some songs and stuff around New Orleans. Like, what do you think is the best way to start getting that fan base going, or like how to keep it rolling, like today?
Well, I would say see if you can get a gig in a club on one night, you know, and and it can go over well enough so you can do it every Monday night or every Tuesday night.
Mm.
I mean, this is a very old-fashioned word. I just don't know of a better way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so after people say, "Oh, you got to go because on Monday night, you know, Greg, right?
Yeah.
Greg is playing on Monday. This guy Greg is playing on Monday night. He's really good." After a bit, you get more people, and then somebody wants to come and play somewhere else. I don't know of a better way.
Just kind of happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it happens if you are able to make the connection with the audience, and they go out and spread and say, "I just saw this guy who was really great. You should come next week." And it's spread, but it can nowadays things can spread very quickly
Mhm.
because the internet can spread things very quickly. So
Yeah, we've had some good success with our website, and then guest book and mailing list and stuff like that. So.
well, that's the way to go. That's the way I believe is the way to go. Anyhow, but to sit around hoping to get signed by a record company I would forget about that right now because most of the big ones, none of the big record companies are into artist development.
Mm.
I mean, I feel safe in making that statement because they don't have the time to do that. They need a quick return, right?
Mm.
So really, it's up to you. And let's say you find somebody who you can work with in terms of the person is, let's say, a manager. So the person has ideas to help you. Somebody you can talk to and you plan, and let's do this, let's do that, let's try this. You need somebody else always, I think. It's very hard to do everything yourself. You can't be performing and be seeing yourself perform. You need somebody you can talk to after, and they can say, well, that number wasn't as good as it was the other day, or you should change, that kind of thing. So you can be improving all the time, but doing it yourself. And that's back to the question before, in the same little club after a bit, then somebody comes down and they go away, and then they tell everybody, and then once one person from a record company comes, then they all come, because they feel a safety in numbers. If there's 4 people wanting to sign an act, then they feel, well, great, they can go and try and sign it too, because it's a very defensive thing. There are very few people in those companies who sort of go out and forage out and have an idea and opinion of their own, because if they lose, they can get fired, and if they win, it's if they win, in many cases the credit is somehow taken away from it, evaporates from them. The success has many fathers. It happens. Suddenly there's the marketing guy is the guy who really made this record, and the guy who actually went there and found you and worked with you and got it going is a memory. So what tends to happen is that when 3 or 4 people or 5 or 6 people are all there, then the checkbooks come out, right? And then whoever pays them more, and then they're congratulated for making the signing, because everybody feels good about it, because lots of other people wanted it too. As an independent, in my case, there was only one group in my life that it was a similar situation where it was like a kind of approaching a bidding war, which was a group called King Crimson, which I felt we just had to have. I really liked them, but it was really happening in that particular year, and it was something that I felt it was just essential for Ireland to sign that band. But other than that, as an independent, usually you have to look for the things that the majors don't want, right? The people who are going to emerge 2 or 3 years from now. So as an independent, that's usually, from a record company perspective, as an independent, you usually want to look for somebody that is not in big demand, because you can't compete with the dollars.